Hi, welcome to today's session. And what we're going to be focusing on today is learning about how to move. Lots of people suffer from achy lower back around this area here. And this area where it's very easy to get compression in here when you're sitting down a lot or you're sitting badly in this kind of position or this kind of position. And if you do that now, you can probably feel how that feels. So this, you're getting compression in here, but you're also increasing stiffness up here. So your whole mobility, if you like, is affected by this area here, which is weak, and this area here, which is stiff. We're going to look at that today. And one of the fundamentals that we're going to look at in this session today is how to move your pelvis, because this pelvic movement moves with your breathing, because when I inhale, this has to move, and when I exhale, very gently draws in. And we over-exaggerate that in our yoga practice and have a lot of this kind of movement. So if you extend your arms out in front and connect the fingers, and then exhale the palms away. And then on the inhale, I want you to open, bend the knees and arch the back, if you like, and draw those biceps all the way back so that the armpit is open. And then on the exhale, you're doing the opposite. You're drawing the navel in. The navel's drawing in. You're bringing the hands down and you're bringing the chin into chest. So you're rounding the back, the tail's tucked in. So in the inhale, you're opening, and on the exhale, you're drawing the navel under and the chin in. So you can see that my knees are bent, and perhaps when you're doing this, the back might be going click, 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 click. Or helps you as well to notice the range of motion here in this arm as you move it up and then chin in down. And then the next time you come up, you just float the arms wide, and we're going to flick the fingers. Exhale in, inhale, open. Make space for the inhale. Now this, in about 5 seconds, is going to get quite tricky, especially when we move them down and up. We want to get those fingers moving. We want to get the energy moving all the way to the fingertips. There's no reason why your fingers shouldn't be moving, except if you're using a phone a lot, maybe. Very good for phone people. And the next time they're stretched out, extend through the fingers. Try not to hunch the back, but extend through the fingers. Lower the shoulder blades along the back. And then circle the arms, cross the chest in one direction. And then cross them around the other direction. So you're swapping direction. The left is in front, bring it round, and now the right is in front. And we're just trying to encourage and also feel for ourselves, listen to our range of motion now. Inhale, open, and then bring the arms down. Now we're going to do a similar thing with the pelvic movement. We're going to begin, I'm going to come a little bit closer for this. You're going to begin by leaning over to one side and then leaning over to the other side. So you're sticking your hip out. Now, even with doing this, you can see that my hands are on my hip bones. So I'm keeping my shoulders and my hips level. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm just going side to side, to side to side. And my feet are just slightly wider than hip level, just to make a little bit of space. Now we're going to circle those hips forward, around to the right, back, around to the left, and forward again. Keeping the feet still. keeping the shoulders facing forward, so you're not just kind of wriggling the shoulders around. We're trying to isolate the movement. I'll turn to the side so you can see. Let's go the other way. So I'm trying to isolate the movement, and as if the tail goes back, just notice for yourself how that lower back's feeling, and how we're going to go back to the first side again. So it's not really a pelvic thrust, so we're not thrusting, we're rotating, and we're feeling, and then go back the other way again, one more time. You're feeling how you're able to move that. And now we're going to come down. We're going to do one more thing, then we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to start out and we're going to swirl one direction, then the opposite. But now you can see my hips staying forward, and I'm just moving my torso. Feet are planted nice and firmly there. Again, I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see that this is not moving, and I'm rotating the ribs. I'm trying not to kind of get all like this where it's all happening as some sort of salsa move. No, we're rotating, we're moving the hips, and perhaps bringing the arms up into cactus, keeping the feet steady, the hips steady, and we're just moving the torso on the spinal axis. We're twisting. See if you can get that elbow towards the front. Feel how you're moving it around that spinal axis. Feels good, doesn't it? And then shaking that off. Now you can already feel how you are able to move there in those, the hips, round the back, and even just doing that twisting already feels like you're loosening off. We're going to come down to the mat now, and we're going to do some more movement. So coming down to the mat in tabletop. First of all, wag the tail. It's like a little puppy wagging the tail. And then we're going to roll nice and gently into a cat and cow. So inhaling forward, and then roll that tail under, draw the navel in and bring the chin in tight on the exhale. On the inhale, and on the exhale. So that you're moving up and down the spine. Your spine is moving in a nice wave way. And when you're doing that, just like when we did at the beginning, we were doing this and this, you're rolling up and down the spine, and you're really trying to get in, listening and feeling how you're able to move. And then we're going to extend the right leg back, and we're going to bend that right knee and lift it up and down. So from the side, looks like this. I call this dog peeing on a lamppost. And then we're going to circle that at that hip there. And then we're going to go the opposite way. Extending the leg back. Looking forward and extending the left arm, and then bringing elbow and knee together. Extend, crunch. Extend, crunch. Extend, and then hand down, and we're going to go straight to the other side. So dog peeing on lamppost first. Inhale, exhale, and then circling that hip. And you're really getting into how that is able to move. And then send the leg back, stretch the right arm forward, elbow, knee together. Inhale, exhale. And then hand down, wag the tail, and cat and cow. Last one, inhale. And then we're going to tuck the toes under and lift the knees up, plant the feet down. So it's not really a downward facing dog. It's more of a V shape, so we can stretch, put some pressure on the heels, lift the toes up if you can, so that you get a nice juicy stretch in the back of the legs and the weight is going back. And walk the hands to the feet, tuck the chin under, and then roll up. And you're standing at the top, back of the mat probably. And then we're going to put our hands on those hips. So when you put your hands on your hips, don't be afraid to really hold those hips in position. Then you step the right foot forward, the heel down, the mount of the foot down, and then the toes down. Then you're going to roll those shoulders out of the way, and you're going to draw the arms up overhead. Now, if you're more of a beginner, your arms are probably going to be like that. If you've been practicing for a while or a little bit more flexible in those shoulders, then you can draw the arms back so that the shoulders, the biceps are next to the ears and the shoulder. So you want to get away from that and be more like that. And then I want you to extend and lengthen forward. But I want you to imagine that my hands are here on your hips and I'm tilting you forward from the hips, and that the arms, this is really hard work. The arms either want to drop down and round the back, but we're not doing that. And you're pressing back into the left heel. The right leg is working really hard to stabilize the hips. And then for some people, the fingers can come to the floor and you can look forward. You're really getting a juicy stretch in the back of that leg. Hands on hips. Control the hips and inhale up. Step the left foot next to the right, the left foot forward or your other foot. Put the mount of the foot down. You're holding the hips in position. So really, again, you're the boss of this body. You're telling it what you're doing. Listen, hips, you're not moving. Then you're rolling the shoulders out of the way and we're extending the arms overhead and we're going forward again. So again, that we want to get length in the lower back. We don't want to fall into those kind of round off patterns. We want to do the opposite of that. So we're going to get some length in. So we're going forward and I'm really stretching into that back heel. These legs are working like crazy, man. And it's strength building with the shoulders. I'm going forward and forward. And then the arms just float down and I can maintain that lovely straight back. Now, if you can't maintain that lovely straight back, you're still at this point. And then inhaling up, and you're stepping the feet together again. Inhale, exhale. Standing nice and tall at the top of the mat. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Control that there. Let's flow down. Inhale, drawing the arms up overhead. Exhale, flowing down. Inhale, extending, looking forward. Exhale, folding deeper, head in. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, right knee down. Inhale, drawing the arms up. So the biceps are next to the ears. You're lifting up out of that. Again, we're lifting up out of that lower back. So we want to lift. Yeah. Now, if you're more of a beginner, you're probably about here. If you've been practicing a while, you're here. But wherever you are with your arms, we want to lift up out of here. So we're lifting up. And then we're going back. And if your hips are going slightly forward so that you don't compress there and you still have this sense of length. So you look up, taking a big wide inhale, and then you straighten up. You bring those thumbs into heart center on the exhale. You take an inhale again, and on the exhale, we're going to rotate. So that right elbow is my right elbow. It's going to tuck outside the left knee, and you're going to twist. Rotating just like we did at the beginning, it's the same kind of rotation. So you're rotating and twisting. Take one more inhale, one more exhale, then untwist. Frame that front foot, so fingers either side of the left foot. Tuck the toes under in the right, and a little spring off the right into a standing splits, which sounds dramatic, and then bending that top leg. And let's see if we can come up, really working our balance without putting the foot down. Take hold of that foot and bring it into a tree pose. Even I fall down, even you, Mickey. That's it. And then we're extending and lengthening the sides of the body. Sit breathing there. One more inhale, and on the exhale, that leg floats down and the hands float down. Inhale, drawing the arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhaling, extending, folding. Inhaling the right foot back and the right knee down on the exhale. No, I think we've done that, haven't we? Just the other way around, left foot back. Inhale again. Lift up out of that there, drawing the biceps back and lengthening the lower back so that you don't get into that bending. It's not a back bend. We're lengthening out of that lower back, biceps exhale, and then the palms together. Inhale, exhale, rotate, twist. Nice inhale, nice exhale. Now you'll notice here, thumbs stay central. You don't want to get like that with your twist. It gives you more of a sensation that you're doing something because you're putting more weight in, but it's really up here. This is where it's at. One more inhale, one more exhale, then untwist. Frame that foot, spring off the other one. Whee! Standing splits. Bending the left knee and coming up with maximum amount of focus so that we don't wobble. Extending the arms up. Lengthening the sides of the body again, 4, and then flowing down on 5. So we're already feeling, ooh, we're nice and spacious here, aren't we? We're going to take a step back with the right foot and rotate around on the side of the mat so that we're facing the sides of the mat. Extend the arms out, and rather than have your feet like this and your arms like that, you want to get the feet wide. I'm always saying this, it's easier. Hands on those hips. Roll the shoulders out of the way. And guess what? Arms are going up and we're going forward with a lovely flat back again. Looking at the floor. Tilting that pelvis. I'm going to try and turn it sideways even though this floor is. Tilting the pelvis so that we're going long and that feels really, really juicy here. And then bring the hands down, but look forward, keep the straight back. Then fold deeper, head down, let's give it a nice shake, relax the head. And then soften the knees, bring the hands onto the hips. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, stepping the feet together. Ooh, yeah? We're going to flow down now and close off with a nice simple twisting sequence to finish this off. Flowing the arms up, flowing down, extending, looking forward, folding, and then bringing the feet to the edges of the mat, sitting down into Malasana squat, extending those arms up once more, and then sitting down, touching into Navasana, of course. Going down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Let's bring both knees in towards the chest. Wrap the arms around, bring the forehead in and put the head down. Let's take the knees to the right and you look to the left. Trying to get that left shoulder down to the mat so we get more space here. 2, 3, Inhale and exhale. 4, relax the tummy. And 5, and we're going to bring the knees back through center and they're going to go straight to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bringing them back to center. Giving those legs a nice little shake. Let's let those legs shake there. Let's bring the arms up and do that as well. It's the purpose of your own home, so you can scream if you feel like it. And then floating them down into a gorgeous, relaxing Shavasana. And if this is at the beginning of your day, I really encourage you to not just kind of flick up now and dive off, but rather press pause, chill here for a bit, or you can follow me, roll over to one side, then coming up to sit. Hooray! How are you feeling now? Fantastic! Yeah? 20 minutes to change the world. Well done. So the next time when you're practicing your yoga practice or any movement practice, be aware of that pelvic tilt. Watch this over and over again and practice those moves. And in weeks, couple of weeks, you'll notice that your forward folds and your overall mobility will have increased. Get in touch, leave me a message. I want to hear what this is like for you. Harry on.